بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم باب في المبادرة إلى الخيرات وحث من توجه لخير على الإقبال عليه بالجد من غير تردد. This is a chapter on hastening towards good and to encourage a person who intends doing good by motivating him to remain firm and focused. قال الله تعالى فاستبقوا الخيرات. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala mentioned that hasten towards good deeds. When Allah Ta'ala puts the desire of good deeds in the heart of a person, immediately a person must do that. For example, a person in the middle of the night, his eyes open at that time. And at that time Allah Ta'ala puts in his heart that read tahajjud namaz. So don't delay. At that time immediately get up, read 2 rakas tahajjud namaz, go back to sleep. And then you can wake up again at fajr time. But read that tahajjud namaz at that time. The ulama give an example. They say this is like a mehman, a guest that came to your home. So when the guest comes to your home, you don't entertain the guest, you don't welcome that guest won't come back again. So that thought that came into your heart, that is a guest from Allah Ta'ala. If you entertain it, you made amal at that time, perhaps for the rest of your life, you'll get tawfiq of making amal. And if you turn that guest away at that time, then you will never get that opportunity perhaps again. وَقَالَ تَعَالَى وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. Allah Ta'ala mentioned that hasten towards the forgiveness of your Rabb and towards a Jannah, the width of which is the width of the heavens and the earth. Here, only the breadth has been mentioned. The length hasn't been mentioned because the length generally is much more longer. So how great is Jannah? أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. This Jannah has been prepared for those people that have taqwa. And Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qal. Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned, Badiru bil a'mali fitanan ka qita'il layli al-mudlim. That hasten to do good deeds before a time of trials and tribulation come upon you, like a portion of a dark night. Meaning the time is going to come in the ummah before Qiyamah, that there will be so many trials and tribulations, so much of fitna, like a portion of the night. The moment the sun sets at the time of Maghrib, at that time it is still bright outside. But after another hour, you will find that it is now much more darker. But still there will be some light. And maybe after that, after 1-2 hours, it gets extremely dark. So exactly in the same way, it is mentioned that the fitnas will come. And each fitna that is going to come is going to be worse than the previous fitnas. So before that time comes, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says that do good deeds. Because when these trials and tribulations, these fitnas will come, at that time you will not have the opportunity of doing amal salihah. What will be the condition at that time? يُصْبِحُ الرَّجُلُ مُؤْمِنًا وَيُمْسِي كَافِرًا. The man will spend the morning as a mu'min and as a believer, and he will spend the evening as a kafir. In the morning he woke up with iman, but perhaps during the day he was doing some transaction and he said, no, this is halal, and yet it was interest, whereas interest is haram. So he's saying it's halal, so he loses his iman. He doesn't even realize that he has lost his iman. Or some deception he got involved in, because of which he lost his iman. So in the morning he was a mu'min, by the evening a man lost his iman. وَيُمْسِي مُؤْمِنًا وَيُصْبِحُ كَافِرًا. In the evening a person has iman, in the morning a person is a kafir. Allah save us. يَبِيعُ دِينَهُ بِعَرَضٍ مِّنَ الدُّنْيَا. He will sell his deen for some small gain of this dunya. That deen will have no position whatsoever. Everybody will be just hankering behind dunya. And this is the time that we see ourselves in. In another hadith it comes, An Abi Siru'a عقبة بن حارث رضي الله تعالى عنه قال صليت وراء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالمدينة العصر. The Sahabi says that I perform Asr Salah in Medina behind Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. فسلم ثم قام مسرعا. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam made salam, and after making salam he stood up very very quickly. فَتَخَطَّى رِقَابَ النَّاسِ إِلَى بَعْضِ حُجَرِ نِسَائِهِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stepped over the shoulders of people, like how they are, if they are sufuf, there's people sitting in the safs, and now you want to get out of the masjid, you jump over the shoulders of people to get out of the masjid. So Nabi alayhi salam stepped over the shoulders of people and hastened to some of the rooms of some of his wives. So his house was right there, just next to Masjidun Nabawi is the rooms of Nabi alayhi salam. Today it's part of the masjid. So Nabi alayhi salam hastened to the rooms of some of his wives. فَفَزِعَ النَّاسُ مِنْ سُرْعَتِهِ. Sahaba were alarmed because of the haste of Nabi alayhi salam. Normally Nabi alayhi salam doesn't haste like this. Why is it that he hastened today so much? فَخَرَجَ عَلَيْهِمْ. Thereafter Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam came out. فَرَاءَ أَنَّهُمْ قَدْ عَجِبُوا مِنْ سُرْعَتِهِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam saw that Sahaba were a bit astonished because of his haste, that what made him haste and come out of the masjid so quickly. قال ذكرت شيئا من تبر عندنا. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam mentioned that I remembered some golden nuggets that were by me. Some gold was in my house. فكرهت أن يحبسني. I disliked that this gold would hold me back from doing amal salihah, from obeying the commands of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. فَأَمَرْتُ بِقِسْمَتِي. I commanded that distributed amongst the poor, that even these gold nuggets must not remain in my house. وَفِي رِوَايَةٍ لَهُ. In another narration of Nabi alayhi Islam it comes, كُنْتُ خَلَّفْتُ فِي الْبَيْتِ تِبْرًا مِنَ الصَّدَقَةِ. That I left behind in my home some golden nuggets which was for sadaqah. فَكَرِهْتُ أَنْ أُبَيِّتَهُ. I dislike that I spend the night, that I sleep tonight, and I have these golden nuggets in my possession. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq. We'll continue from here, inshallah.